Yo, welcome back guys. Got a few questions via email that I want to just answer here and hopefully give you guys some good information. Let's start here, man. Let's start here. Hey, I've seen some of your YouTube videos and I like your approach. We have a similar background and I'm also a guitarist turned singer. Sorry. Unfortunately, after forcing my voice a whole lot in the past, I have reflexive bad habits and I'm struggling to get rid of. My progress has stagnated. I think my main issue now is getting relaxed deduction around D to E4 and beyond, as this is where I used to push a habitual tongue root tension and habitual tongue root tension. No matter how much I try to relax, it seems like my voice wants to constrict. Does this sound like something you can work with? I'm currently abroad but will be interested in Skype lessons this fall. Regards, Sam. Awesome, Sam. Thank you for the email. Right, let's just address what you've said here. So yeah, I find a lot of common ground with this email because most of my tension was in my mid-range. It was very frustrating because even up to around middle C, whilst I could sing above middle C, it sounded constricted even from there. Like it just didn't sound free. And when I would hear most other singers, they could sing significantly higher. It would sound bright and clear and kind of pingy. And I noticed that quite quickly. Like, why does my sound so kind of empty and lifeless? It's a frustrating place to be. So let's just address this directly, just to give you some simple concepts. So when you say no matter how much I try to relax, this kind of jumps out at me a bit. The outer muscles will only relax when you ask the inner muscles to do work. Yeah? Because that allows the mind to start latching onto the right muscles that are actually going to work efficiently for you and for your singing. And it allows you to start sifting through the muscle groups. And start understanding what muscles you need to engage and what muscles you need to let go of. And it's only through the process of engaging the right muscles repeatedly that you start to be able to start sifting through those muscle groups. Yeah, and that's really what you're trying to do when you're trying to get rid of mid-range strain, is you're trying to find the right muscles. And that's what the exercises are broadly speaking for, quite frankly. Whilst they are, they help you as a singer, they help you more in the sense of just your biomechanics. They help you to find and discover muscle groups, and they help you to let go of the wrong muscle groups. Yeah? And as a singer with strain, this is the key thing that you're having to learn and work through. Now, I will say that this takes significant time. It's the hardest part of the journey. And it took me quite a lot of work and time to get through. Now, it's completely varied and completely dependent on how much of that reflex has been developed, how long it's been developed for, how much of that bad muscle memory is ingrained in you. Some people have a little bit, they think they have a lot, but compared to others, it's nothing, and it might take them 6 months. Others, they feel like they've got a bit of strain, but they don't realize they've got a world of problems on their hands. So it's the question, it's how long is a piece of string? So in terms of help, yeah, I can help. I can guide you in the right direction, but I've got no idea, how long that might take for you personally. My own journey was probably, in terms of, singers I get coming to me, mine was definitely at the worst end of the spectrum. But fortunately for me, I'm extremely stubborn and I do not quit until I've got it fixed. And so I did grind through it, but it was hard for a while. I remember just sitting there and literally just trying to vocalize and just being like, every time, just pure strain. Had no idea how to get through that. Just literally like, anything that even went high, it was just lock, insta lock. Brutal, man, brutal place to be. I empathize. You might not be in anywhere near as much trouble as I was, but the point is, it's a frustrating place to be, because I made a video talking about this just a couple of days ago, and it's this sense of, I didn't sign up for this. When I started singing, I did not sign up for this. I just wanted to learn to sing better. I didn't sign up for, having to go through my, my past and all sorts of emotional things, and thinking about like how I was, thinking about the muscles I want to get rid of and all these bad habits and all this stuff. I just thought I was coming to learn to sing. No, you'll find out, especially singers like this, they're forced to find out that the rabbit hole goes very deep. Some singers who haven't got any of this, and they are literally just learning a skill set, they don't have to go down this rabbit hole anywhere near as deeply as I've had to, because they don't have all those issues that they've got to undo and unwind. So you're lucky in that sense, in that I can give you good information about this. So when you said, just to finish up, you said you after forcing your voice a whole lot in the past. So by that, I'm assuming you mean it's been a significant amount of time. I've got no idea how old you are, but I would say if you're a young chap in your 20s or 30s, and you're going in the right direction, there's hope. There's definitely a sense that you can move forward. I've had students who are in their 50s and they found significantly more release than they were used to, just by thinking about these issues, starting to really get in their head and feel what was happening and start thinking more. A lot of singing is doing, and a lot of singing is thinking deeply and contemplating all of these problems that I'm talking about. And really, I remember I used to sit down after I practiced and just lie there for like half an hour, 40 minutes, just thinking. Not enough singers are doing that. Anyway, to answer your question at the end there, yes, I believe I can help with problems like this, so do feel free to drop me another email, Sam, and thank you. Let's move on. We've got some demonstrations in these following ones. I've not listened to any of these at all, so I am going into this as blind as you guys are. Hi, Carl. I've recorded two small samples in the strong recording. Hello Goodbye, it's called strong, and Hello Goodbye soft. Okay. In the strong recording, I feel like I'm pulling chest when I approach the D4 notes. In the soft recording, I have softened the sound as I approach middle C, so I can sing the pitch more accurately and freely. Which one is more healthy and desirable? Okay, this should be quite simple. Let's have a listen. Actually, I'll need to turn you guys up as well. Hopefully I won't forget that. Probably about there should do. Let's see if that level's alright.
You say yes, I say no.
Okay.
You say stop, and I say go, go, go. Oh, oh no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say...
Okay. Well, let's listen to the strong one.
You say yes, I say no. You say stop, and I say go, go, go. Oh, oh no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello.
Sweet. Okay, so what we've got, let's firstly talk about the contrast. So this is a soft and strong. I'd say, just as a starting point, there's not enough contrast between these two examples. What I'd be looking for with soft and strong would be, the soft is pretty much correct, as in, that does sound soft to me.
Yes,
you say yes, I
say no. You say stop.
Yeah, we're kind of there.
You say yes.
But for the harder one, it would be more like, you say yes, I say no. You say stop, and I say go, go, go. Yeah, something like that. And you might go to falsetto for that bit after, but the point is, there's not enough contrast. Now, interestingly, you listen at the start of some of these phrases, though.
You say yes, I say no.
Let's have a listen.
You say stop, and I say
there.
go.
Just there.
I say
there.
I say.
I say. You engage the right compression there for a split second. You're like, I say, and then you let go of it. That compression there, when you engage it, and I say, you don't want to actually, that would be the strong sense you're looking for right there. You'd engage it for a second, but you're obviously not even necessarily aware that that is where that compression starts. Yeah, the stronger compression, that, I say, you let go of it. I say, go, go. Yeah. So you want to, firstly, there's not enough understanding of the different compression levels. For you, you would need to just start engaging more compression universally, just so you start to become more familiar with just what it feels like to compress and stay on that compression level. So when you approach an exercise, rather than, if you were starting on a I'd want you to start with, some consonants that would help you engage a bit more, like a g or a b, g, 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 and start learning to compress like that and take that through your range. Now, I would guess when you talk, based on those examples, you're probably somebody that's a little bit shy, and you probably talk a little bit gently as well. Listen to when I talk. It's very clear, and it's very, there's obviously compression in the sound. I'm talking quite loudly. Sometimes I get people that they go into singing mode and they will talk very normally like I am, and then they will go, hey, 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 and I'm like, what? There's been this massive shift all of a sudden because they are singing, quote unquote. Sometimes you can just take your speaking voice and copy it and just say, hey, g, 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 and start taking that up from there. I'd need to hear you talking day to day to really figure out whether or not this is part of your character, or it's just because you're going into, as I say, that singing mindset. But the point is, let's just talk about and refer to the good things that are going on. You're singing relatively on pitch. It's pretty good. There's actually some nice precise closure going on there outside of, the lack of compression. When we look at the strong example, there's some nice compression, nice closure going on there. It's quite detailed and delicate, which is a good thing. It is healthy, and which is more desirable? I would say they're, roughly speaking, not much different. So we need to develop more contrast, a much broader understanding of the difference between wee and go go go, and find all the middle ground in between that, so that you've got this sense of, right, when I'm leaning into this and it needs to be quote unquote strong, what do I need to do? And you've got it a little bit there. Like I said, you can say you're right there, but you kind of just immediately back off of it. Yeah, you've got to try and latch on to that feeling of to try and start understanding what it even feels like to compress. I teach people this all the time. It's like they've got no idea how to squeeze, so we kind of have to go through and kind of baby step through to just feel that this, when I'm like feel that sense of closure and compression, because that is universal amongst every style, amongst every singer. They need compression skills. Anyway, that should help you there. Keep working at it, man. Keep working at it. Right. Last one. Got a couple of examples here again. This is from Dominicus. Everything about D4, I think he means above D4, I either have a breathy voice or I have a totally strained chesty sound. I can get a breathy falsetto sound up at A4, which feels released and is isolated to the nasal cavity. But as soon as I try to get closure, the release disappears and the resonance shifts back to the mouth. So I'm not sure if this is the way, it is, or if I should feel the same release as in my falsetto voice. Do you feel chord closure in the throat? Question mark. And if you have squeeze in this in general, if you have squeeze, is this in general the wrong spot to put the voice in, or is it the same spot and just too much of it? Sorry, I'm reading this like a 6-year-old, but we'll get there. I can do vocal fry, but to get it, I really feel it in the throat. Example 1, which I'll play in a second. If you plug your nose, should you lose resonance, or should the sound stay the same? There are different statements about that from different coaches I know and on YouTube, ? Thanks a lot for your help. Oh, sorry, I missed example 2, but we'll listen to that. That was talking about the resonance shift back into the mouth cavity. Thanks a lot. Hope you find some time to answer. Otherwise, I'll contact you in August. Enjoy your house and the holidays. Thank you, Dominicus. Yes, I'm going on holiday and I am moving house. So I'll be putting out YouTube content, but I won't be on Twitch for a few weeks, and I will be generally absent a little bit from the community. But I will be around and I'll be putting out some videos. Right. Let's listen to these 2 examples. There's some good questions here. So we'll listen to these examples and we'll cover them, because there's some good questions here. Right. Firstly, that sound you're making is very healthy and it's nicely released. There's some nice closure there. That is a good sound. Yeah, that is nice. So whatever you're feeling there, part of that, most of that's correct. There's nothing incorrect in that example. It's not breathy either. So, oh, sorry. This is example 2. Let's go back to example 1. Oh, okay, so example 1 came after example 2 in the email. So let me get this correct. So this one is referring to you feel it, okay. But to get it, you really feel it in the throat. And you asked earlier, do you feel cord closure in your throat? And the answer is yes. When you get to start developing these skills and understand what you're doing, you will feel squeeze in the throat, and a very precise kind of squeeze. Especially as you get better, it will become clear as day to you the type of squeeze that you need and this type of cord closure or squeeze you'll feel in the throat. You don't feel the vocal cords directly. There's no nerves in the vocal cords, but what you do feel is the muscles engaging. Just as when I lift something with my arm, I can focus on this muscle group if I choose to, and I can focus on how much it's activating, yeah? That's the sensation you're feeling in here. You're feeling muscles squeeze. Yeah? Now, ideally the right muscles, too often the wrong muscles, unfortunately, but you will feel squeeze. And that example you've sent me there, example 1, is very correct. It's the very correct kind of squeeze that we're looking for. It's not a fancy sound. It's not, you know, everything that we all dream of as singers, but technically speaking, it's an efficient, free type of quality. The heady release that you've got there is closed, and there's the right kind of squeeze on that to release it and keep it free. So yes, you should feel whatever you're feeling there, latch onto. It's the correct kind of feeling in your throat that you want. Yeah? Now let's listen to the second example. We'll go back to earlier in the email. Let me just listen again. Okay. Now, whilst it's wobbly, and whilst it kind of clunks a little bit, the actual coordination's quite good. Yeah? So it's a little bit of a confusing one. There's actually some good things going on there, so don't be necessarily too concerned about the wobbliness and the fragility of it. What I'm hearing is, yes, let me just check what you've said to me. As you get cord closure, the release disappears and the resonance will shift back into the mouth cavity. Now, that shift you're talking about does happen. So there's two things we're trying to figure out, and it's a bit confusing. A part of the sound, I guess you'd say the direction of the sound or the angle of the sound. Now, these are kind of abstract terms, and you need to kind of experience it to really understand what I'm talking about. But bear with me. the angle of the sound, or the kind of direction that the sound hits in the head, I guess is the best way to describe it. That remains the same on a pitch regardless of the sound you're using, whether it's heady, whether it's chesty. The direction of the sound feels like it goes exactly to the same spot, yeah? But the split of resonance will change. So whilst part of what we're doing is staying consistent, another part is changing as we drop and go into more of a full voice type sound. That's the best way I can describe it right now. But the point is that you will feel some more resonance coming out of the mouth. The question is there still a split of resonance? Yeah? If the mouth is completely isolated and there's nothing going up into the head cavity, yeah, you're going to have problems. But if there is a split, if you can hear and now bear in mind, if I go goo 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 goo, it's very subtle. It sounds boo 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 boo. It sounds much more chesty, but you can still hear boo 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 ooh ooh. You can still hear some split happening. Now the idea is you always need that split to happen. As long as you've got some split, some resonance going up into the head cavity on all the sounds you're making, then ignore, in some respect, that feeling of, well, the sound's dropping out the mouth, because singers can go the other way. Whilst we don't want to isolate the mouth, a lot of the time singers go the other direction where everything is up in the nose, they're frightened to open the mouth, and they're not taking things far enough in terms of allowing different splits of resonance to happen, yeah? We have to let the vowel do the work, and what I mean by that is when we have a vowel that requires mouth resonance, like if I say ah or it's predominantly mouth, whereas if I say like nah, you can hear the split's different. Nah, it's more 50-50. It's more, say, 90-10 in terms of the split. In fact, in one sense there is no split, because when I plug my nose there's no change in the sound. So it's tough to explain, because I've just in one sense I've kind of just disproved my own points that I've made in numerous videos, that we always need a split, because you should be able to thin out with purely mouth resonance, believe it or not. But I feel like the difference, I guess, would be when we go up there, we lose the release, and we feel that there's this isolation of the mouth, and that we hit this ceiling, glass ceiling in our range when we are pulling chest. But we don't want to confuse just simply feeling more mouth resonance with pulling chest. Does that make sense? Because if whenever we feel more mouth resonance coming in, we back off, we make the vowel more pharyngeal, we're putting ourselves in a box that's too narrow. Yeah? So we need to be able to, frankly, isolate the mouth to some degree and still thin out the range, still thin out up into head. Even though we have to work harder with those mouthier vowels, we need to understand and learn how to thin those out and keep them as free as we can. Yeah? So you will feel, to answer your question, more mouth resonance when you go into full voice, when you open the mouth, frankly, when you engage certain vowels that require more mouth resonance, require that split or that balance to be a bit different. What I get from this email is that you're doing quite a few things well, and you're just not aware of it. And unfortunately, like you say, there are different statements about that from different coaches I know and on YouTube, and people will cite studies and they will give you all sorts of examples and all sorts of mental gymnastics. I would say, to keep it as simple as I can, is that ideally you want to be able to make any sound, and you want to be able to take that sound up as freely as possible and as efficiently as possible. And some sounds are harder to take up into head voice than others. They tend to be wider, more mouth focused vowels, whereas narrower, more pharyngeal focused vowels will go up more easily. And then heady, oohs and e's will go up very easily, that kind of thing. So it's understanding the different vowels and different shapes we're employing, their pluses and their negatives, what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, and developing them all to the extent where you've got as broad an amount of choice as possible. Yes, you're going to have to make some decisions as you go up to the very high extremities of your range. In terms of vowel selection, you're not going to have as broad a palette to draw from as you will in your mid-range. But the point is, the higher you can drag up those chesty, mouthy vowels freely and easily, that gives you more and more overlap. So all the different sounds you're making overlap more and more and more, to the point where you're having to choose and discriminate less and less and less, because your technique's limited, if that makes sense. Right. And I think that is it for this video. This has gone on for a little bit of time. I didn't expect this to go on for so long, but there's some good information and good concepts here that we've covered. Yeah? Thank you, Dominicus, for your email, and thank you to you other guys. And I will see you again, guys. Take care. Bye. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want my help personally, you can book a one-on-one training session. Drop me a message. My email is in the description. And if you feel like this message was of value, then please feel free to make a donation equal to that value. Again, donation link is in the description. And finally, please share this video with other singers you know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you in another video. Bye.